Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We are here with war number 5 of season 48, and Matrix has matched up. Oh, I didn't start the video. There we go. And Matrix has matched up against Salty. So we knew this war was lost. We knew that we cannot beat Salty. I really think that there's only 3 alliances that if Matrix matches, we know we won't beat them. And that's Noon, GT40, and Salty. I think anyone, against literally anyone else, we will at least give it our best try. Against these 3, we will just never beat them, unfortunately. But today we have the team of Gambit, Hood, and Moleman, with 6 of my fights being with Hood and 1 of them being with Gambit. And you'll notice that today I have my brand new rank 2 7-star Gambit instead of my 6-star rank 5. I did take him up about a day before this war started. Before the matchmaking started, I mean. So the first day of the war. And I did get assigned him for war, which was awesome. But unfortunately, I severely underestimated how much extra damage I would get out of Gambit from all the extra crits you get on your basic attacks, because I'm going to take this guy under half health before I even get to an L3. And he is over 300k health. So that meant I'm dealing 150k health. Like, look, he's at 33%. I did 200k damage with my basics on my way to my special 3. That's insane. I know I have class advantage, but still, that's crazy. And yeah, unfortunately, that is my only Gambit fight, and I didn't need the power back boost or the special attack increase boost because my L3 was way overkill. And obviously I only needed 1 L3. So I did waste those boosts, and those 200% mutant boosts are actually really valuable to me. Here I was debating using a 150, but I am going to use a 200% mystic boost because all the rest of my fights are with Hood. But you know what? It is better to be safe than sorry. In a situation like that, I would rather waste boosts that didn't affect the fight in any way, like I do sometimes when I use invuln boosts just for safety, like I did against Korg and Baron Zemo last war. I used an invuln boost for those 2 fights, and I didn't take a single hit in either fight. It's just kind of a safety thing. And like I was saying, I would rather throw away boosts that go unused than die in war. So like, it's okay. It's not really a big deal to me. Champion on that node, he's just diversity. The node does not affect the fight in any way. And he goes down really, really fast. This fight here, this is the only fight that I mess up that's like 100% my fault. I do get hit in one other fight, but it's mostly the AI's fault for being really bad. Here, I threw a light attack into the air to make him block. He just didn't block, and he dashed in and hit me. And I didn't react in time because I was too close to him. But yeah, he is stacking up quite a few of those global indestructibles, so we are going to try to remove them as soon as possible. And now that I'm up to 1, I am able to pause the global indestructible. But unfortunately there, I was full blocking and he threw the L2. Which, just come on, man. Just come on, just play with me. And because I have enough prowesses, I would be able to shut down his ability to shrug off debuffs at this point in the fight. But when you have access to miss for your openings, it's just not really needed. Here my heavy almost kills, so I bait 1 more heavy, and I do kill him with a basic combo here. Really nice. Here, against this red Goblin, this is a very, very easy fight as well. Actually, one of my buddy, Anth D, one of his defenders, and I do end up fighting as Sersi as well. He is a fellow Hood player, and him and I talk often in the Hood chats about various Hood fights. So cool to be able to face some of his defenders. And I start off the fight with 2 heavies here. That was kind of a waste because every single defender that I have with Hood, the rest of this war is an extremely easy fight to get bullets back from. So it was kind of a waste. But, like a waste of time, I mean, because I don't end up needing those bullets. I'm not even going to come under like 25 bullets in either one of the next two fights, and in the last fight, I mean, I don't need very many bullets. But yeah, unfortunately, he does delay the fight quite a bit by throwing a couple L1s. I would have rather pushed him to L2 and full dex it, because I can full dex it probably 95% of the time. But it's okay, you know, it's a red goblin. Even if you eat a full L2 to the face, you're not gonna die. Next up, we have this Sersi here on node 38, which is the ebb and flow knockdown, and also right back at it, which is where they go debuff immune when you knock them down. And luckily, Hood is actually going to shut down the node. He's going to shut down the ebb and flow knockdown node on his first L1, or sorry, first L2. I'm just going to skip ahead a few seconds. I'm changing my masteries. Because I'm running 200% Mystic Power Back boost, I decided to fully take off Mystic Dispersion for Sersi and Gorr, my next two fights. And then I'm going to turn Mystic Dispersion back on for my final fight. But yeah, Sersi just gets a lot of buffs at the same time. So you have the potential to shoot straight up to L3 and not really have any control over it. So I'm just trying to be safe. Like there, it looks like you're only staggering one buff, but she activates a lot of buffs at the same time. So you get 3 or 4 activations of Mystic Dispersion. And when you're using Hood and you ideally want to be at L3, that can be a little dangerous. So you'll notice, yeah, that first L2 does not start the timer for the Fury, and that second one does. I go for a third L2 just to be 100% sure it will kill, even though I'm pretty sure 2 L2s would have killed. Like a heavy attack would have killed before that third L2, but it's completely fine. We are going to our next fight, which is going to be this Gorr on node 42. This is a fight I take a lot. And there's not really much to say about it. You guys have seen me take this fight literally a dozen times. Whenever I have this and one more fight with Hood, I'll use an SP1 boost for this fight. And then my normal cycle is parry heavy at the start to remove the protection, dash back, activate my invisibility, and then do medium, light, 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 dash back, phase, medium, light, 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 medium into an L2, and that does get you to an L2 consistently, even if you get 0 power drains previously. Here, unfortunately, I was not able to get any prowesses on myself, so he is going to go indestructible, and there, if I had thrown a heavy attack, I would have nuked myself from the damage reflection node. But it's completely fine. Just important that we don't lose our hexes, and that I knock down one final time here as the protection comes back. And when he throws that L1, that gives me the perfect opportunity to dash back, activate my invisibility, throw the L2, and then throw a heavy attack, which was way overkill. But because you nullify so many buffs on Gorr, I'm all the way back up to 41, which is 1 away from the maximum number of bullets that Hood can have, which is 42. And in this fight, I probably only need about 25 against this Adam Warlock, and I am going to be nullifying hits, knocking him down, as well as missing hits at times when he does not have the miss counter. But the first time this season that I took Adam Warlock on this node was in War 1. And Adam Warlock just decided to be a real idiot and do nothing but spam L2s and dash back the whole fight. And unfortunately, I didn't play the best I could have. I definitely made a couple mistakes in that fight due to never having taken it before. And the fight lasted 3 minutes, and I did end up getting the solo, but I survived with only 15% health or something like that. It was something around 15. So here, when he throws his L1, gives me a chance to get my invisibility up. I do get intercepted there, but it's fine because I get my L2 off. Here I'm just need to throw another L2. I hit into his block to get a couple more prowesses, trying to bait out a heavy. But that's what I was talking about with the bad AI. He's just going to be an absolute idiot, and he is going to just never charge heavy attack while I'm trying to block bait heavy. But yeah, this fight, not the cleanest fight. That is the only time I get hit in this fight. However, it obviously was not super clean. Now I'm having trouble removing the indestructibles because I ran out of prowesses. And I've not been able to keep up the L2 cycle that you ideally want to do in this fight, but I guess that's okay. Here I'm about to miss again. But that's another thing I kind of just learned how to control a little bit better compared to last time I took this fight, where I just like panicked every single time that the miss came up, and that really affected my performance in that fight. There I just intercept with a striker, detonate with a heavy. So obviously that fight was not perfect, and I still have a ways to go for making that fight safe and consistent. But comparing a 3-minute fight where I survive at 15% health to a sub-minute-and-a-half fight, I think it was like 128 or something like that, where I survive with 80% health, there's a clear improvement there. So I'm clearly learning how to do that fight a little better. The main problem with that fight is after you throw your first L2, if you don't get enough power back to just throw another L2 immediately by dashing back and special intercepting them, then you don't really have a great way to get an opening, because you can't parry because he goes stun immune. You can't phase because he is a miscounter. So it's either block beta heavy or naked intercept if you don't have a special ready. And naked intercepting while the opponent has a special can be done consistently. There is a setup you can do that works consistently, and they will never throw their special, whether you land the intercept or not. However, in a war setting, it's not the smartest thing to do. So I chose to go with the safer alternative of trying to block beta heavy. However, he then chose to just beat into my block until he went unblockable instead of throwing a heavy attack, which did result in me getting hit in that fight. But like I said, we're improving much better than last time, and the next time I take that fight, it'll be even better. So I'm very happy with it, even though it was not the cleanest fight. That is a very, not hard, but I'd say the word is a very awkward fight to take with Hood. I do believe Hood is one of, if not the best counters to that fight in this meta, with the global factored in, but it's still a very awkward fight that I need to perfect. In fact, Gambit would not be the worst counter in the world, and I should really consider him, because he could just L3 cycle Adam Warlock with no problems. I'll think about that. Either way, we got through that fight, we survived, and much as I predicted at the beginning, we did lose this war. It was not close. I don't know exactly how many attack bonus we lost, how many times we died. I know they died 3 times, which is really impressive in this meta considering how early it still is in the season. And this is the 5th ever war we had with this meta, because a lot of alliances place in off-season without boss, so their opponents don't get to practice the meta. There's a lot of alliances that only have 5 wars worth of experience with this global. So it's a very, very impressive score. GG's to Salty. They kicked our asses and very well-deserved win. We are now 2-3 on the season. Definitely need to win our next war to get back into Masters, because we're currently at the top of Platinum 1. But yeah, like I said, we're 2-3. I still have only those 2 deaths on the season, both from War 2. So we've been playing better recently compared to the start of the season. And my PSR is now at 31 out of 33. And my Deathless streak is now up to 23 fights. That's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all later. Bye.